All right, I realized I hadn't done an update on this. I've been working on it. I've been real distracted because I was building this other building and then getting a lot of things organized, and I had a bunch of stuff pop up at work, and because we're putting things back together there that we needed to get organized. And so let me give you a quick update on this 72. I'm back on it. I was able to paint all under the hood here and get it ready for the engine. I got to drop the tranny lines in there, I got to straighten them, and then that C6 is rebuilt, ready to go. And then I had to run and get some bolts today and stuff, but then I've been back on this for a few days. Painted under the hood here, got it ready, and then it'll go back on there, and then I'll paint the outside. Everything on this right now is brand new. The brakes, the suspension, everything like that. I think I've showed you all that before. New gearbox, everything like that. I had to go in and do, you kind of see that light down there, I got to grab it before I forget it. I had to go in and get a lot of stuff because there's a lot of things on this just kind of pieced and patched together, different bolts and screws, and they had it running, but it was stuff that, I don't know, I don't want to talk bad, but they just patched it together here and there, and it worked, but it was the wrong screws and the wrong everything was wrong. So I had to go in and do a whole bunch of stuff with proper screws and stuff. And then I went back in with grade 8 bolts and stuff. Now on this, I just finished. This is a 390. It's a 72, 390. I don't know if you can get a good view of that. I got it laying on the ground here. It's a heavy beast. I got these valve covers I'm getting ready to put on it. But I just rebuilt this. I put all new rings and bearings in it. New oil pump, new water pump, new fuel pump. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got all new rings, bearings, oil pump, everything. It had been rebuilt and it had been bored 30 over, but I wanted to make sure it was okay. The bearings didn't look too bad that were in it, and I probably could have showed you when I rebuilt it, but I wanted to get it done. And then I painted it, and even painted, this black cover, and got everything in it. So even if things you can't see on it, it'll underneath it'll be done and done well. And then I honed the cylinders, and then like I said, new rings and pinions. I mean rings, rings and bearings, and then put all fresh bolts and stuff in it. Fresh thermostat. It'll essentially new old motor. And then I got a new single wire 140 amp alternator that'll go on there, and it'll have a brand new battery, and I'll go through all the electrical. It'll have a Dakota digital dash, and I got to put glass in it. I've got all the rubber for it. Like I said, I've got new mirrors, new door handles, all that'll go on it. But basically, a new steering wheel. After I get it's got a new front bumper out in the box out in the other garage, but after I get the motor in it, close the hood, I'll put plastic over everything. I'll start sanding on it, and then it should be moving forward relatively quickly after that. I got a brand new carburetor for it. Like I said, everything, it'll be a brand new motor. Over here, I've gone ahead, I've painted some of the parts that go on it, of course. And then I've got valve covers that'll go on it. The other ones were chrome, but they were rusty. And then I'm setting those up now. And then a new fuel line, everything like that. Got a new Holley truck carburetor. It had this old 60 amp alternator with a regulator. I eliminated that. But yeah, it's down to just a few things for the motor. Drop it in there. I got to put new U-joints in the drive shaft, and I'll paint the drive shaft. And then the reason I tell you that is because it'll make it like everything's new. And all the suspension bushings, the steering linkage, the steering gearbox is all rebuilt or new. And then yeah, it should be a good, reliable, cool truck. And it'll end up, I showed you some of this before, so bear with me, but it'll have new shocks and 4-wheel disc brakes. And of course, it had a sliding back window, and it really didn't look right, but they work, they're functional. But I'm putting in a regular glass window. And then, like I said, a new Dakota digital dash, new steering wheel. The floor looked really good. I'll put in sound deadener. That's what's in that box down there. It'll have a brand new fuel tank and a brand new tailgate that goes on the back because that was rusted. The bed had a little rust in it, but I'll clean that up and it'll work because, again, this is going to a 16, 17-year-old girl getting ready to turn 17. And she's into horses and does a lot with horses. And I'm going to put a hitch on it so they can tow a horse trailer. Because with those four-wheel disc brakes, with a 9-inch rear end, with a good strong C6 with that 390, even though it's a short wheelbase, it'd probably tow 8,000 pounds. So it'd tow a couple horse trailer, a horse trailer would hold 2 horses, and do pretty well. It'd stop and steer and go, especially with everything new. It was a lot of work to get these bushings done, and beating them out and getting them done on the springs, and then putting all new bearings and seals in a new center differential. And I dropped the gears from like a 290 something to a 3. I got to run them at a 310, and it'll rev a little more, but it'll have more power. And again, it'll with that 390. It's a 4-barrel motor with headers. I don't think it's got a big cam, small cam, I think, but it'll have good torque. It'll be a good stout motor because these are a medium block or considered a big block. I believe, other than a 427 or something like that, in that era of 72, this was the biggest motor you could get in 72. But, there was 429s, I believe, and there was... I think the 460 come out a little later, not quite sure. But of the medium class, this is the biggest medium class, I think, except for the 428 or 427. But I'm thinking of trucks, so this might have been the bigger truck. It's not a 4-bolt main motor, but it's still a big motor. And I think it's just a cool little motor. And if I'm going to run carburation on it, I'm not going to do fuel injection because it's going to be 500 miles away from me. And if there's some tuning that needs to be done, stuff like that, I don't want to have to worry about it. But yeah, it should be good to go. And I'll get this thing done pretty timely now that I'm back on it, because I want to get back on that 56 up there and get it finished. I wanted it done this year to go on Route 66 for the anniversary, but I don't think I'll make it this year. And then I got some work I got to do to my other Broncos, so I want to get this finished. Plus, I want to get it back to Booger Bear, back to the granddaughter, so she can play with it and use it and enjoy it. But yep, so that's just an update on the 72. I'll keep working on it, and when I get the motor in and get it running, I'll probably would have it running. After I drop it in there, I'll probably have most of the stuff on the motor, so it'd just be hooking up the radiator and a little electrical, and at least I could start it. I still got to buy the exhaust, and I got to buy the glass for the back window, and then I've got to buy the mat for the inside and the Dakota digital dash. Probably another couple grand in this thing, and it'll be done. And really, these things, I mean, I can just say, with buying it and what will be in it, it probably maybe 20 grand in it. And that's because I did a little extra, but it's probably worth that. It's probably worth 25, 30 when it's completed. I probably would have put a Coyote in it with a 10-speed if it was mine, but I don't want to. I mean, the 390 is cool. I mean, it's just a cool old motor. It'll look cool. This thing, after it's painted, could probably go into a little car show and do pretty well. As long as when I paint it, I'll just have to see, because I mean, it's going to be, yeah, it ain't going to be a professional paint job, but it should be nice. I've done them before, and as long as you pick a nice day and you can get it set up good, I might borrow or get an inflatable paint booth and throw it in there. I can paint it in the other garage, but I think it'll probably get painted right out here. And yeah, and we'll see how it comes out. If I pick a nice day, you can get some serious good paint jobs outside, but I don't know. I mean, today's so pretty right now because it's 72, no wind right now. 4 or 5 o'clock at night, and you could shoot it, push it back inside, let it dry. So timing, I could paint it outside, but I don't know. We'll see. I may get an inflatable paint booth, put it out here, and then just roll it into the inflated paint booth, paint it, and then roll it back in. I see them on Marketplace all the time, and then they're not that expensive, and I just grab one and probably could do that. Then that way I can paint this thing when I'm ready, and some other things. If I want to repaint one of the Broncos, or if I want to build another project car, I could paint it. I'd have an inflatable paint booth because now I got a building to store it in. So, all right, just a quick video on this, just to keep you guys updated. It's cool. It's a good old truck. I mean, this thing, short bed, it's a cool truck. It's going to be a really fun, neat little truck when it's done. Yeah, kind of wish it was mine, because I'll have everything working on it. The windows will roll up, the doors will close nice with all new rubber seals on the doors, emergency brake, power steering, power brakes. Yeah, it'll be a nice truck. I'm not going to put AC in it. I could later, but I'm not putting AC in it right now. But it'll have a heater, and then and it'll be a very functional, good truck. But yeah, and we'll see. So, all right, you guys, I'll wrap this up. Thanks for watching. I'll keep it updated as I continue to do work on it, and as everything keeps developing. See you later. Bye.